Hi, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 core structural characteristics of the limited liability company. And I don't know why this knowledge is not emphasized in Indonesian legal literature. So I'm going to share with you, okay? The 5 characteristics are: number 1, legal personality. Okay, number 2, limited liability. Number 3, transferable shares. Number 4, centralized management under a board structure. And number 5, shared ownership by contributors of capital. Legal personality. Legal personality means that a company is seen as a person, okay? Humans, you and I, are clearly persons, right? So we have legal rights and responsibilities. Now, the same way, the law sees a company, in this case, limited liability company, as a legal person too, okay? So it's capable of entering into contracts and owning its own property, delegating authority to agents such as the directors who run and represent the company, and capable of suing and being sued in its own name. Okay, that is what we call legal personality. Now, about limited liability. A company can enter into contracts with other parties, right? So, for example, when a company borrows money from a bank, a contract is formed, right? So if the company cannot return the money back to the bank cannot take the personal assets of the company's shareholders. So even if I'm one of the shareholders of the company, my liability is limited to the number of shares that I own in the company, okay? But however, I should emphasize that when I refer to limited liability, I mean specifically limited liability in contract. That is, limited liability to creditors who have contractual claims on the company. So if a shareholder of the company steals money from the company, which is a crime, the limited liability does not apply, okay? Because it is outside of contracts. All right. Okay. About transferability of shares. It allows a company to conduct business uninterruptedly as the identity of its owners changes. All right. Thus, avoiding the complications of member withdrawal that are common among, for example, partnerships and cooperatives. That is why you can sell your shares of a company to someone else or to another company without interrupting the operation of the company. Okay. Now about delegated management with board structure. A company may have many shareholders. Okay. Shareholders are basically the owners of the company, right? But they can't all run the company together. So they elect certain people to be in the boards to make decisions for the company. In Indonesia, for example, we use 2-tier boards. So top corporate officers occupy the board's second tier. The second tier is called the board of directors. So they run the day-to-day operation of the company. But they are absent from the first tier, which is called the board of commissioners. They don't run the company. They supervise the directors who are independent from the board of directors. Okay. Now about investor ownership. There are 2 key elements in the ownership of a company: the right to control the company and the right to receive the company's net earnings. So if you own shares of a company, your control, for example, is to vote in the election of directors, usually in the general meeting of shareholders, and voting to approve major transactions. Also, you have the right to receive the company's residual earnings or profits that are typically proportional to the amount of capital contributed to the company, right? So yeah, those are structural characteristics of limited liability company, and they apply to almost all of companies in the world, not just in Indonesia. So I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you. Bye-bye.